You've seen them, right? Cold showers, detox teas, fat-burning supplements. They're everywhere. They trend like crazy, they feel super productive, and they all promise the same thing, a shortcut to a better you. Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the whole seductive world of health hacks and get real about why they almost always fail. You know, this quote just nails it. It really gets to the core of the issue. This constant search for some kind of health cheat code doesn't just fall flat, it actually pulls us further away from our goals. It traps us in this really frustrating cycle of hype and, well, disappointment. So what even is a health hack? Well, it usually has 4 telltale signs. 1, it promises to be fast. 2, the results are supposed to be dramatic. 3, the idea is super simple to explain. And 4, it offers these massive, outsized results for very little effort. Basically, it's designed to let you skip the hard part, that boring middle where all the real, lasting change actually happens. But why are we so drawn to them? I mean, what's the appeal? Let's get into the psychology of it, because honestly, understanding why we do it is the first step to breaking free. It really comes down to some pretty simple brain chemistry. See, hacks tap right into our desire for immediate gratification. They create this sense of urgency and newness, which gives our brain a quick little dopamine hit. But here's the thing. Our bodies don't have a shortcut button. They are designed to respond to consistent signals over time, not these frantic one-off attempts to override the system. Okay, so maybe the biggest problem with health hacks is that they just completely misunderstand our own biology. This is where we need to throw out some of those faulty mental models we have and replace them with what's actually going on inside our bodies. Let's start by swapping some big myths with some hard reality. Oh man, we have all seen it. Someone sitting in a sauna or in a hot yoga class, totally convinced they are just melting fat like a stick of butter. But that is not what's happening. Not even close. Think of it like this. Sweating is just washing the car. Sure, it cleans the outside, it makes it look a little different for a moment, but it does absolutely nothing to the engine. Real fat loss, that's like fixing the engine. It's an internal process of actually using stored fuel. So the crucial point here is that sweating is just your body's air conditioning system. It's for thermoregulation, for cooling you down. You lose some water, some electrolytes, and yeah, the number on the scale might drop for a couple of hours, but that isn't fat. Fat oxidation is a totally different chemical process that requires a sustained energy deficit over a long period of time. All right, next up, the detox myth. The marketing paints this picture of our bodies as these dirty, clogged filters that need some special tea or a juice to get clean. The reality, your liver is way more like a high-tech, self-cleaning oven. It's an incredibly powerful, unbelievably efficient processing plant that, frankly, does not need your help. And this just shows you your body already has this elite, full-time detox team on the payroll. Your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, your GI tract, they are working 24/7. Those pricey detox products, they're usually just diuretics or laxatives. They make you lose water, which creates the illusion of being cleansed while doing absolutely nothing to remove any actual toxins. Okay, now let's talk about fasting. There's this popular idea that skipping meals stokes your metabolic fire, right? That it makes it burn hotter and faster. But your brain sees this differently. It perceives it as a famine. So instead of turning up the heat, it goes into conservation mode. It literally lowers this protective glass dome over the fire to save every last bit of fuel. And look, the research is crystal clear on this. When you make sure total calories are the same, intermittent fasting gives you pretty much the exact same fat loss results as just standard calorie restriction. So while it can be a useful tool for managing how much you eat, it doesn't magically boost your metabolism. Actually, if you're too aggressive with it for too long, it can do the opposite and lower it. And what about supplements? Of course, they're marketed as these high-tech upgrades for your body's operating system. The reality is, it's a lot more like a trendy digital asset. It looks impressive, it costs a lot of money, but for most of us, it has zero real-world utility, and its value crashes to nothing the moment you buy it. Let me put it this way. Think of your body as a glass of water. If the glass is already full and you just keep pouring more water in, it just spills over, right? That's what happens with supplements. Unless you have a specific diagnosed deficiency, most of those high-dose vitamins and minerals are just getting flushed right out. You're just making expensive urine. You can't supplement your way out of bad sleep or a poor diet. So we've kind of debunked the science behind these things, but there's a much deeper problem here. Why is this cycle of trying and failing over and over so damaging in the long run? It's this 4-step trap that so many of us get caught in. First, you get really excited about some new hack. Second, you see some quick temporary results, which is almost always just water weight, and then boom, you hit a plateau. Third, and this is the worst part, you feel like you've failed, instead of realizing the method failed you. And then what happens? You jump right onto the next shiny new hack, starting that whole frustrating loop all over again. And here is the real damage. It's not just that these hacks don't work. This cycle completely erodes your confidence. It slowly teaches you to distrust your own body and to believe that those slow, steady, sustainable methods, the ones that actually work, aren't for you. So what's the alternative then? It's time to stop fighting our biology and start building a much better, much more powerful approach by actually working with it. Look, the opposite of hacking isn't boring consistency. Let's just kill that idea right now. Let's reframe it. It's system optimization. You're not just doing the same old thing day in and day out. You are upgrading your entire operating system from the ground up for peak long-term performance. Take something like protein. Don't just think of it as a food group. Think of it as sending in a fleet of high-tech construction drones. After you work out and create that stimulus, these drones fly in to repair and rebuild your muscle fibers, making them stronger than before. Now that is a system upgrade. Or fiber. It's not just roughage. Come on. Think of it as the scrub brush code for your entire digestive system. It's this active, powerful agent that optimizes your gut health, which, as we know, impacts everything from your mood to your immune system. That's sophisticated and it is incredibly effective. This right here, this is the core message. True, lasting health doesn't come from finding some cheat code or trying to trick your body. It comes from understanding how your body's systems work and then giving them the consistent signals they need to thrive. So I'll just leave you with this question. After everything we've gone over, from the car wash to the self-cleaning oven, are you still looking for that next big hack? Or are you maybe ready to start the real work of aligning with your biology? The choice, as always, is yours.